Happy Sunday to everybody. Now, I normally don't make videos like this about what national media, sports pundits, whatever you want to call them, say, because most of the time they're wrong, just like us. There is literally nothing that separates a quote-unquote professional analyst from any idiot like me or you running around on the internet making predictions and giving their opinions on football games. Absolutely nothing. But this was too good to pass up. I couldn't believe when I saw this. Actually, I could believe it, but again, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. A week ago, 6 days ago, Clemson loses to Duke. Sky's falling. Fire Dabo. He's lost touch. Cade Klubnik's trash. Garrett Riley was only good at TCU because he had an NFL wide receiver and a Heisman caliber quarterback. But I mean, you name it. You name it. Pawwwl Finebaum goes on the air after Clemson's loss, digging into Dabo. The game has passed him by. I don't know how much longer he's going to be coaching. Blah, 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 blah. Season over. They're terrible. Same thing that a lot of you have been saying, honestly. Over the past 6 days. And maybe you're right. I don't know. It's still too early to tell. But that's besides the point. Today, Pawwwl Finebaum's being interviewed from, I don't know, his basement or wherever the hell he's at on the SEC network, ESPN. I don't know. It was a clip that I saw on Twitter, rather. And he's over here fumbling over his words. Oh, I don't know, I don't know if they're a playoff team. Talking about Alabama with the loss last night. I don't know. Are their playoff hopes over? I don't know. They can't lose another game. I don't know. Blah, blah. Bro, are you kidding me? You think Clemson looks bad? Alabama is terrible. I mean, there is no redeeming. At least with Clemson, you can point and say, defense, a little shaky, but solid, not terrible. Running game, really good. Cade Klubnik at least went out there and passed for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns yesterday. I mean, they have none of that. I mean, none of that. And I'm not taking any credit away from what Texas did. Texas looked really good, okay? So this is not a Texas is terrible, so that means that Alabama's terrible. None of that. Texas is a legit team. All right? This is just like the total, people, the whole SEC bias thing. Well, we know Pawwwl Finebaum's got that. I mean, that goes without saying. But there is something to it. Okay? I mean, the fans do it too. I made the video last night about the ACC being, I think it's 4-1 against head-to-head matches against the ACC this year, or 1-4 rather. A Freudian slip there. I'm used to it being 4-1, but the tides have turned. No pun intended. But it's true. There is a bias, and they earned a bias. They earned, the SEC has been the more dominant conference, but if you're Pawwwl Finebaum, I know you have a show on the SEC network and all that. But for Christ's sake, man, don't do this. I mean, this is an embarrassing take by Pawwwl Finebaum. But he's had a lot of embarrassing takes. This guy's been swinging from the short and curlies of Nick Saban since Nick Saban took over that job at Alabama. And now it's more glaring than ever. Oh, they can't lose another game. Do you really think, after the product we've seen Alabama put on the field, they're not going to lose another game? Just go ahead and say it, bro. Just say it, bro. Damn. Although Clemson in the win still look better than Alabama. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. And when are they going to put Tyler Buchner in there? Are we ever going to see Tyler Buchner? We were watching the game last night. I was streaming the game. And I was like, I'm not saying Tyler Buchner is any better than Milroe. Well, actually, you know what? I think I probably am saying that now after what I saw. But I don't know why they didn't at least put Buchner in there just to give the offense a different look, a different energy or something. It's see what he can do. Let's try to change the momentum Like something. I mean, it's just like you're watching somebody drown in front of your face and you're just hoping that they're going to automatically learn how to swim and get themselves out of the water. No, man. Like, throw them a lifeline. Like, do something. I don't know what you got. Reach your hand down, at least. God dang. I'm trying to stop myself from cussing on here. Somebody said I cuss too much. Oh, which is true. But anyway, Pawwwl Finebaum, man. What a joke. What a joke this guy is. How does this guy have a show? He's you know what he is? He's the wannabe Howard Stern of college sports. That's what he is. He's got a bunch of idiots that call into his show. That's like 90% of his show. A bunch of hilljacks calling his show who are barely intelligible. And that's really the only talent that Pawwwl Finebaum has. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't. People accuse me of being a homer. And look, I admit, to a certain degree, I am a homer. But Pawwwl Finebaum does not admit that. He needs to go ahead and face reality and admit it. He's an SEC homer, and he's a Nick Saban, I'm trying not to cuss here, thing hugger. That's what he is. That's what he is. That's what he'll always be. And whoever gets the job at Alabama after Nick Saban retires, he'll be swinging off those two. That's a fact. Write it down. Tattoo it on your forehead if you have to. But if you do tattoo it on your forehead, make sure you tattoo it backwards so that when you look in the mirror, it reads correctly.